Hi, I'm Willie Mayette from PianoWithWillie.com. Thanks for taking a look at this video. I want to talk about two things on this video today: direction and time. These are the two words that are usually most challenging for students. Now, before I talk about direction and time, I want to just tell you briefly about my childhood, my past. Okay. As some of you may know, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I wasn't able to take private piano lessons, so I studied with my dad, and he showed me chords and stuff, but you know what I really wanted to do? I just wanted to be able to sit down and play stuff like... I want to actually play music, and create stuff, or make some songs up. Now that stuff right there, I just made that up on the spot, okay? And now a lot of times people think that that's wow, that's magical. How did you come up with that? I'm here to tell you it's not magic. How you get to this is by having a solid method. You gotta have a method for getting here, okay? It's kind of like having a roadmap. And if you're working with a teacher that doesn't have a good roadmap, okay, or you don't have a roadmap for yourself, then you're gonna get lost, all right? And I don't wanna see you get lost. So direction and time. Direction is, okay, so which direction are you going to go with your piano playing? Which direction are you going with your lessons? If you're going to sit down and you're going to work on this lesson, which lesson do you do next? And you know what? If you get stuck, how do you know, what to do? Is there any support system? So let me talk about that for a second. Now you notice that I have my Piano with Willie method graph on the video now. And what you're going to see here is that you see 6 different steps. Right? And you'll see that they're broken up into foundational and fundational. Now, the foundational steps are rhythm, technique, and reading music. And the fundational are song, style, and concept. Now, the foundational steps, these are the steps that you need, that I have found through years of research, playing, gigging, recording, writing, working with students one-on-one, that these are the 3 foundational elements that you need in your playing, okay? Every player needs these foundational elements in their playing. Rhythm, key. All right? If you don't have a good rhythm, then forget it. Pack it in, because your playing is not going to sound good. Even if I play all the right notes, it's come on. Where if I go... Hear that rhythm? Okay, you got to get that rhythm and that beat. Now, a lot of times students say, oh, no, I don't have any rhythm, or I'm tone deaf or anything. I can tell you that that's actually false. I've never found a student that I couldn't get to actually get a solid rhythm. The problem is that we get into this mindset that, oh, I can't do it. And the reason that we get into that mindset normally is because we try doing it using some method that's out there, or using some, maybe just doing it on our own, and then we fail. Okay? We fail, we can't do it, and then we kind of make this mental note that, yeah, see, you failed at that. That means that you can't do it. And I'll be honest with you, I know myself as a person, I don't like to fail at things, and you probably don't like to fail either. So then we say, no, I can't do it, because it's easier to say I can't than to try something different, okay? It's just human nature. I'm here to tell you, though, you most certainly can do it, okay? I can show you how to do it. So rhythm is extremely important. Technique, well, that's another thing. If you just can't play, if you can't actually get some nice flowing stuff. If you can't actually get some flow to the instrument and have technique, then you're obviously not going to be able to play as well, all right? You're not going to be able to get those ideas inside of you and express them through your instrument. Let me stop for a second. That's my main goal, is to get you to express yourself through this instrument, all right? Through the piano, through whatever instrument you want to play. My goal is to get you to express yourself through that instrument, because I'll tell you, I lose myself. When I'm playing the piano, I just shut my eyes if I'm working with other musicians, and I literally just like lose myself in the music. And it is a wonderful feeling, and I want to share that with you. Now, the third element is reading music. Now, sometimes we think, why do I have to read music? It's like I just want to play by ear. Well, that's kind of like learning how to speak, but never learning how to read, okay? We actually want to get the full picture, don't we? And getting the full picture means learning how to read music as well, right? This is also how we're able to take a piece of music from someone else and to be able to actually now start to translate it. Now, I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be difficult, and there are certain levels of music reading that we can go through, right, and we do go through in my program that make it much easier for you. All right, so that's all the foundational stuff. So if you work on that foundational stuff, you are going to have a solid foundation to your playing, right? Now, all of the other stuff, the song, style, and concept, this is more fun stuff. Right? And the way I've structured my method is that you work on foundational, but then also work on the fundational. So by combining these two together, you're able to do the technical work you need to do, but then also have the fun work. This, once again, goes back to where I started as a kid. My father used to train me like on these chords, G minor 7, oh, G, B flat, D, F, like bam, 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 like what's this chord, what's this scale, training me, and I got all these foundational stuff down, and that was great, and I'm really appreciative that he showed me all that stuff, but I would never knew how to play a song. I could play my scales and play chords, but I didn't know how to come up with a song, right? So this is where I learned that it's important as a student, right, of music to have some stuff that's fun to do as well, right? But if you just did the fun stuff, okay, and I see this out there, I see it out there all the time. I see other teachers online, and they'll have just the fun stuff. Here's the song. But guess what? You know what happens at that point? If you just learn the song and there's no method behind it, there's no foundational element, then you have to keep going back to learn the next song, don't you? Right? Because there's no instruction on, well, how do you actually start to build that arrangement that the teacher built? Where's the foundation of that? You usually don't get that. A lot of times it's like, okay, here's this song. Okay, here's this song. Okay, here's this song, note for note. You don't have to read it. You don't have to learn the technique. You don't have to understand the rhythm or any of the concepts behind it. And then obviously now you have to keep going back to that teacher over and over. I want to start to unlock that expressiveness and that theory knowledge within you so that you could just start to come up with stuff on your own, right? So it's a very, very exciting process. I mean, to be able to sit down and just be able to play. I mean, imagine that. Just sit down and play. Like if I wanted to just sit down right now and I want to like maybe make, kind of like more of a rock sound. Let's do the key of like A flat. So now there, just came up with something on the spot. But all of those elements that I was just talking about are embedded in there, right? There's the rhythm, okay? You can hear that rhythm. The technique, obviously, to be able to play it. The reading music, you might think, oh, where's reading music in there? But this all comes from, like, guess what? All the music that I've read before up to this point, kind of like looking at how they arrange stuff. So I learned a lot about arranging by looking at other arrangements. You can hear the song. By knowing other songs and hearing other songs, I could bring that into what I just did there. Concepts and style, those are kind of, they're in there as well. Obviously the concept of like, okay, what chord should I go to next? And in terms of style, if I didn't know kind of like a rock power ballad style, then I wouldn't be able to do that. Okay? If I wanted to do more like a reggae, still in A flat, weird key for like kind of reggae. know, kind of a reggae feel, like a 2-beat feel. Okay? Just kind of having fun and being able to, at any point, be able to sit down and express myself at this instrument, right? This is something that anyone can do. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It takes work. It takes dedication. It takes practice. If you think I'm going to show you how to do that in 30 minutes, if I could do that, then I'd be a bazillionaire, because that would be the best thing ever, right? It can't be done. So please, you know, if you don't want to study with me, that's fine. But please stay away from anyone that's going to tell you, oh, in 3 steps or in 30 minutes, you're going to... No, it takes longer than that. We have to be realistic about this. But anything worth having in life, and this is worth having, I can tell you, anything worth having is worth putting in the time for it, okay? It is just worth it. You feel so much better after you get to this point, like you've achieved something. If I could show you in 30 minutes like how to play like that, well then you wouldn't have achieved anything, right? It would be too easy and everyone would do it. This is why everyone doesn't do it, because it's tough, it's difficult. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming, okay? It's going to be difficult, but if you have a guide, and I'm your guide, okay, I'll take you through and show you, all right, look, this is how you get there. All right, so that's direction. Time, this is the next part of it. It's like time. Well, you know, I just don't have the time to do this. It doesn't take that much time. You know, if you could literally devote 20 to 30 minutes 5 days a week, you will see definite progress. Obviously, the more you can practice, the better. But you know, we're only talking maybe up to an hour. You don't have to practice more than an hour. Okay? A lot of times people think, oh, I got to practice hours and hours. No. You don't have to do that to make consistent progress. You know. Now, if you had all the time in the world and all the hours in a day, then yes, you're going to make more progress if you could put it in 3 hours a day. But that's only if you're practicing being very focused and you're very aware. There are people, I can tell you, that practice 4 or 5 hours a day, and you know what? You can beat them out in your practicing just by practicing 30 minutes. Because some of those people that are practicing 4 or 5 hours a day are like, kind of like, you know, just kind of like, whatever, not really thinking about what's going on, you know, thinking about what they're going to eat for dinner or whatnot. If you're very focused and you're practicing, really thinking about posture, technique, rhythm, all the stuff that I talk about in the lessons, then you're going to zoom right past them in your piano playing, okay? Because it's all about what you're focusing on, right? It's all about being aware. I talk about that in lessons, being aware. So time is not this huge problem that we have as musicians. I mean, if like we're talking a half hour, okay? Now, I'm not talking 10 minutes. Now, if all you could practice is 10 minutes is better than nothing. Now, obviously, 10 minutes 5 times a week, that's 50 minutes a week. Well, guess what? 10 minutes 5 times a week, you're still going to see some progress. Not as much as if you could practice a half an hour 5 times a week. Okay? You could also break that up. You could do 15 minutes in the morning. You could do 15 minutes at night. You can also do practicing away from the piano. So be spelling your scales, be spelling your chords, be tapping out rhythms, be taking a look at music and identifying notes, going through flashcards. A lot of things that can be done. Right? So direction and time, these are the 2 stumbling blocks that we have as musicians, and I include myself as well. I've had these stumbling blocks as well, right? And it took me years to really start to figure out in my own playing and for my students, how do I break this down to make it easy for students, right? Now, so I hope that you take a look at the method, because I think you're going to find that the method is really going to break this down for you and make it much, much easier for you to be able to learn, all right? Okay, so I want to take a brief moment and talk about this Piano with Willie Unlimited membership. Now, you just heard me talk about the method, okay? And now the unlimited membership, you might say, you know, there's all the piano teachers out there teaching for less, right? Or you know what, you know, I really don't need an unlimited. I don't need to be able to watch the videos that much. I can tell you the unlimited membership is really special and really advantageous for you as a student because this allows you to watch any video that I have, any lesson on the site, okay, and you can watch it an unlimited number of times, right? So that's nice for you because you could go to a rhythm lesson and then go to a song lesson and then to a style, to a concept, to a reading lesson, to a technique lesson, and you're not having to worry about, oh, how many views do I have, how many chapter views or whatnot. You could just watch it as much as you want. Now, in terms of the price, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to get into a price war with other teachers. You'll find teachers online that will probably even charge $1. I'm sure if you did enough searching online, you'll find somebody out there that's going to either give it away for free or charge you $1. You're going to find people that are going to charge more than me as well. Okay? The reason that I charge what I charge and the reason that we have our prices set the way that they're set is because we are trying to find the balance between a fair price but then also a legitimate fair price for us as well. Okay? There's a lot of skill, a lot of time, a lot of effort that has gone into my education. Okay? And there's a value to that. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, you already understand that value. You know that to get the right information from the right person, there's a value on that. I know that for myself personally. I would rather pay good money to get the right information from a person than to pay this little amount of money only to find out like, oh gosh, I really didn't get what I needed out of that. Okay? Now, we have a very good support system as well for you. So if you find that you're, getting into, like you're maybe a bit despondent or you're having trouble, you don't know where to go next, all right? We have a whole team here, myself and my team members. We're here to help you. We want to see you learn to express yourself at the instrument. So you can write into us, you can call into us, and then, we'll help you. We'll show you, okay, all right, well, if you're here, then why don't you try this lesson? Why don't you go there? Why don't you do this? Here's an article that you might find helpful, okay? So we are here for you, right? All you're going to do is ask for the help. All right, so I hope that you'll take a look at this Piano with Willie Unlimited membership. It really is a great deal. And if you take a look, at other sites, but then also what it would cost you to learn privately, if you were to study with me privately, an hour lesson would cost you about $70. All right, that's what I'm charging right now in Rhode Island. Now, at that price, that's only for 1 hour. Okay? It doesn't include the virtual keyboard, all of the MIDI files, the downloadable sheet music, all of that stuff. So it's an incredible value that you have with the unlimited membership. If you have questions about it, all right, please feel free to write in and we'll be happy to help you and answer all of your questions. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to seeing you in the lessons.